Broadcasting from Miami, Florida.
Check this out.
Let's go. Welcome to 25-8, The Culture. Yeah. On who's hot and who's not. Everything hip-hop. Turn it on, turn it up, get it loud. Here we go. You're now vibing with 25-8, The Culture.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's your boy DJ Pablo McAbee from 25-8 The Culture with the legendary Big Money Boy Lance. What's up? What it do?
Hey, what's good? You already know the vibes. We talking money today, so no drink, but the smoke as always, baby.
Well, I definitely got my green juice right here. But yo, I love the shirt. Bitcoins don't check DMs.
That's a fact. It seemed only fitting for today.
Yeah. And our special guest, Edward Gonzales, a.k.a. Deadly Crypto. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm glad to be here. I'm Edward with Crypto University, and hopefully we can get you guys caught up on the cryptocurrency scene a little bit today.
All right, that's what's up. So we had an episode, breaking down like how to get into cryptocurrency. We thought it was very important for the culture to know about crypto, because it seems like this is a great opportunity to people to invest and actually build, generational wealth. On that episode, we talked about how to get started with cryptocurrency, what is cryptocurrency, and, how to, get a ledger and an exchange and stuff like that. Now, with the current news that's going on around right now with Dogecoin and Elon Musk and stuff like that, we just wanted to have like an updated show and have an expert on the show. So that's why I invited you on the show. So I appreciate you for coming on. What I think is kind of funny, everybody right now is on Dogecoin because of Elon Musk, because, he's famous, he owns Tesla, he's tweeting about this stuff, and everybody's just like, chasing this crypto dream of, trying to become a millionaire because they see Bitcoin is just like, such an important investment right now. And I just thought it was funny when he was on Saturday Night Live. He was talking about that Dogecoin is just a hustle. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that Dogecoin would have been a really great investment, a couple of years ago. It was created as literally a joke coin. I mean, it's definitely one of the oldest cryptocurrencies that exist. You can go look up its price action history. It stayed significantly lower than 1 penny for most of its lifetime. Until you can actually see, I did a blog about this recently, where on December 20th, Elon Musk tweeted one word, Doge. And that was the first price pump we saw in Doge, right? And drove it over a penny, where it fell back down slightly less than a penny. And then after New Year, it was every time Elon Musk tweets about Doge, there's a significant pump in price action. And, a lot of professionals like scanners or, analysts like myself, we had always been under the impression that Dogecoin wasn't going to go anywhere because it has no real value. But the markets being supply and demand, when you create a demand for something like that, well, it pumps the price up. When more people are wanting to partake in something like that, and a lot of people are getting into it without really doing their research. But when a lot of people are buying something, it goes up in value. And that's just basic supply and demand. So it took a lot of people by surprise, including myself and some others. But there does come some technical standpoint sooner or later. The internet can't run everything forever. And it seems like some of that tweeting power kind of ran out. A lot of people were expecting Dogecoin to, pump all the way up to $1 after being mentioned on Saturday Night Live. But in fact, it's gone down. It saw almost 50% drop after Saturday Night Live, as well as other cryptocurrencies recently.
All right. So for the people that always get caught up in the hype, what should, investors look at when they're looking into, a crypto or a DeFi or NFT? What should they be analyzing to actually make a secure investment, or instead of just, going off of impulse of, a celebrity's tweet?
Okay, yeah. So, you don't have to be a professional analyst to understand that people will buy things that solve problems, right? So the number one thing that you need to consider when you're investing, especially in cryptocurrency, is what problem does this solve, right? If it solves a problem that a lot of other people are facing, including yourself, especially yourself, if you have the problem, generally, we're normal people. So if normal people experience this problem, you can expect that other people will have the same problem. And if you want the problem solved, you can expect that other people will solve it too. Like Bitcoin solves the money problem that we had for a lot of different reasons. We can touch into any way you want. But if you're looking outside of Bitcoin, which is definitely the safest way to transfer money over space and time, but if you're looking outside of Bitcoin for an investment long term, I definitely would say that the number one question to ask is what problem does it solve before you get into any of the technical things of it or technical standpoints.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask you. Are you expecting a recovery of Dogecoin, or is it just, or has it run its course?
Well, I mean, right now it looks like it's finding dynamic support against upward sloping previous trend line that we have seen before. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to provide long-term support. Like I said, I don't, and shoot me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that Dogecoin is going to serve any long-term value to the cryptocurrency world. I mean, its mission statement doesn't even have a white page. Like, if you don't know what a white page is, it's basically a mission statement for a cryptocurrency. So it'll tell about the coin, what it does and what it solves. Dogecoin just has a website, and it's just, in my opinion, it's a money trap. There's definitely money to be made in trading it. Yes, I think it might see its all-time high again, at some point in the future. But to gamble a significant portion of your wealth in this coin, I would not do.
So it doesn't even fit rule number one.
No. Its original mission statement is internet money to transfer money from person to person. I mean, that's not a very specific problem. Like, if you think about it, cash, fiat does the same thing, and it doesn't require any transfer fee. I can send cash to somebody, right? I can send Litecoin to someone for a very cheap fee. I can send Bitcoin Cash to somebody for no fee. I can send Tron or TRX to somebody for a very cheap fee. There's a lot of different internet currencies that I can send to one another for, that serve a much better purpose, that solve more than just that problem. To just exist for that reason, in my opinion, isn't going to add enough value. And there's other things like the total market supply. There's also underlying principles like people don't understand. When one single entity or person holds so much of a coin, like this is public information. Anyone can look this up on blockchain. There is one wallet address. Last time I looked at it, hold about 36 billion Dogecoin. Right now, that's somewhere around like $14 billion, right? And that's about 21% or so of the total supply of Dogecoin in one wallet. And in the next 9 biggest wallets after that hold in total about 40% of all Dogecoin that exists. So you're looking at 10 wallets that hold about 40% of the entire Dogecoin, Dogecoins in circulation, which is alarming if you think about it. Like, if one of those persons or all of them decide to sell their coins, what is that going to do to the market? It's going to eliminate the market, right? There's going to be much more supply than there is demand. So it's going to significantly drive the price down. And that can happen in any moment. You don't know. These people aren't going to tell you or post to Twitter when they're about to sell their coins. They're just going to do it.
Yeah. So how do you feel about now people investing with so-called meme coins or shit coins that actually don't have any real value, even though people are making a lot of money?
Yes. Okay. So I mean, that's the aspect of it. People, I hate when people try to be Bitcoin maximalists, because like there's definitely money on the table. There's money on the table with Dogecoin. There's if you've heard of SafeMoon, there's a lot of money to be made. Some of it you have to get more into like decentralized exchanges like Uniswap or Binance Smart Chain and get the contract addresses and swap them out. So if it's an Ethereum contract, it could cost a bit in gas fees. If it's a Binance Smart Chain contract, you're not really going to be spending too much in fees. And some of those coins really do, 2x, 3x, or 10x overnight.
Yeah.
But the problem is a lot of people try to adopt this idea like, oh man, I'm up 10x on my investment. This is the greatest coin in the world. I have to put more into it or I'm just going to keep holding, when in fact that coin has no real value. Yeah. And oftentimes we see these coins pump and dump, right? And if you're lucky to get in like on SafeMoon, and it was like the smallest fraction of a penny, and you're still holding now, yeah, you probably still do have a lot of profits. But the guys who bought yesterday at the pump are down 50%. The guys who bought Shiba coin at the pump 2 days ago are down 50%, right? And you don't hear those stories. We don't pass those stories around as much as we pass around, oh, I made 1,000%. No one says, hey, I lost 50%. That's not what we talk about. Yeah. But it's the reality. It's the harsh reality of a lot of these shit coins is timing. Timing is key, really, in any market.
So do you suggest to any investor to just play the safe route and just invest in valued coins or, like stable coins and stuff like that? Than to run the risk of, because honestly, I'm going to be truthful. Obviously, everybody wants a quick flip.
Yeah, that's the game, right? And there's no doubt about it. You can get out here and you can flip these coins. But there's a difference in finding something consistent. And when you're looking for a hustle, you want to find something that you can make consistent money out of. You can do time and time again, and that you can learn very well. If you're gambling off on shit coins every week, it's like buying, spending money at the blackjack table or on a lottery ticket. You might win a lot of money off that shit coin, or you might be stuck in it for weeks and months waiting to recover if it ever does. Yeah. But if you're learning to trade something like Bitcoin, where it's volatile, but it's relatively safe. So, you can put your money into Bitcoin confidently knowing that if you put it in at the wrong time, that you'll be forgiven very soon. Like, even we've seen recently, if people who bought at the top of 2017, they bought at $20,000, right? Significantly the all-time high, at that time. And price fell all the way back down to $3,000, right? And that's a huge price drop. And so that's like 75%. But people who stayed in and continue to accumulate more Bitcoin over time have been rewarded now. You've seen that Bitcoin's, recent highs have peaked over $60,000, and that's 3 times from 20K. So even those who bought the top of 20K, if you buy the top of this bull run, all you're going to have to do is just wait and keep accumulating and dollar cost average your price, because in the long run, 5 to 10 years from now, Bitcoin will surely be more valuable than it is now. And you can't say the same about a lot of these coin projects. Like, a lot of, I'm just going to even say it. If it's not Bitcoin, it's an altcoin, right? I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. Like I said, there's money to be made in every pair out there. But if it's not Bitcoin, it's an altcoin. And even our beloved Ethereum could be replaced by something better. So the only thing that I don't believe is going to be replaced will be Bitcoin. I think that Bitcoin is going to be the standard of money soon. Depending upon how old you are, you might see it in your lifetime.
Okay, so you do think that we should still be investing in Bitcoin, even though it's this high? Because I feel like the average person thinks they're like, man, it's 55,000, 60,000. I can't afford that, even though they could buy a portion of that, Satoshis. But it's just like, oh, it's just so much. I'd rather go with something that's more affordable. So they'll look at other coins, which are probably still good coins, like maybe Pancake Swap, Sushi Swap, Litecoin because it's only under $200, or maybe Binance Coin because it's under 1,000. And so do you think people should focus more on buying what they think is more affordable because they can hold one coin or one share, or should they just be buying Satoshis and just,
Well, there's a couple different aspects to that. It's not just like a two-sided coin. So basically, side one says that Bitcoin is going to be the dominant currency, right? And it's never going to be more affordable than it is now. A lot of people think that it's expensive, and honestly, it's pretty expensive. Yes, $50,000 is a lot of money. The average person does not have $50,000, but you got to think about it this way. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin, right? So if you don't have some now, you're going to have to pay whatever price it is later, right? You're going to have to get it from the market at the current market value, or you're going to have to buy it from somebody peer-to-peer at their fixed rate, which is probably going to be higher than the market value. So if you don't have Bitcoin now, you're only going to have to pay more for it later. Now, using it as a means of investment, like you said, yeah, someone can afford, 2 or 3 Litecoin right now, whereas they couldn't afford 2 or 3 Bitcoin. So it's just like, yeah, a lot of these coins are going to have value, like Sushi Swap and even Pancake Swap. They're going to provide value, but to what extent, right? You look at Pancake Swap and it's a decentralized exchange. How far is that going to go compared to the other decentralized exchanges that we have, right? Like Sushi Swap, which is a copy protocol of Uniswap, right?
Yeah.
And then if you're trying to look at it as a means of equity, then buying something that you can buy more of is definitely better. Like if you want to invest in 10 Litecoin because the price of them now are going to go up over time, of course, and you have more of them than you have Bitcoin. But you have to consider it's all about percentages, really, not about how much you can acquire, but it's all about percentages. How much percentage is this coin going to inflate, right? So from Litecoin to Git, where let's just say, for example, it's at 500 for easy math. If Litecoin were to go to 20x, then it would go up to $10,000, right? So if Litecoin goes from 500 20x, it goes to 10,000. If Bitcoin goes 20x from 50,000, it goes to 1 million. So, how long is it going to take for Bitcoin to 20x versus how long is it going to take for Litecoin to 20x? How long do you really think it's going to take for Litecoin to get to 10K compared to how long it takes for Bitcoin to get to 1 million? Because it's both the same percentage difference, but one is going to get there faster than the other. So it's not how much of which you have, how fast will one gain in value.
Okay. Another thing. So right now you have 2 type of investors in crypto. You got people that are holding and people that are day trading. I haven't done any day trading. I still don't understand. Even right now when I buy crypto, which is not even, I'll be like, okay, I can only afford to buy 3 coins or 2 coins here or whatever like that. Right before we get into the day trading, should we try to be buying volume of any coin that we're looking at? Like say if I'm looking at Sushi Swap or Pancake Swap or Litecoin, should I try to obtain as much coins as possible? Or you just think like 1 or 2, 3 coins is okay just to play safe if that coin happens to take off?
Okay, so the best way for the holder to get into the market is not to put all of his money in one lump sum. So just say, for example, if you're, if you're trying to invest a portion of your paycheck, you got $200, right? Then you're not going to want to put the whole $200 into an asset at once. You're going to want to put, say, maybe $50 in, because if it goes down, you can then put more money in and accumulate more of it. So let's just say something that's cheap, like Theta Coin, right? So Theta Coin's about $10 right now. So you can get, if you put $50 in, you can get 5 of them. But then let's say that tomorrow the price of it goes down to $5, right? So you didn't put, if you had $200 in, you're down 50%, you've only got $100. Now your $50 is down to $25. Okay, so you take another $50 and you buy more coins. But now instead of just getting 5 coins, you get 10 coins. So when the price of it goes back up, it's easier to be profitable. So that way, if price continues to go down, you haven't lost all your money. A lot of people say, I'm stuck. I bought the dip. It keeps dipping. When they get stuck in these bad situations because their timing is off, or because they put all of their money in at the wrong time. Yeah. So if you can space out your timing with more money, it will allow you to enter the market easier.
Yeah. Because there's some coins, I look at, I'm like, okay, maybe Cardano or, they're only like $1 and something. So I'm like, man, do I invest like $1,000? If I invest this like $50, Because I'm like $1 something doesn't seem very whatever, but it's like, I'm like, man, or do I invest like $10,000? Like, well, I'm like, it's just sitting there if it doesn't, go anywhere, or, so I was just wondering. Because obviously if I had, one of my friends, he got into Bitcoin when it was at $300. And I'm like, I can only imagine how many coins he has because I don't even know, and I'm like, I can't even say like I'm upset or anything because it's like they had a conversation like, next to me. but I didn't know what they were talking about because this was in 2013 probably, you know? So it's like somebody just talking about like, you know, like, oh yeah, like a decentralized currency, it's going to be the future in 2013. So, and also another friend, he got 1.5 Bitcoins for signing up for a website for free. So right now, dude, he's looking good.
That's insane. Like back in, back in the early days, there were so many of those giveaways where they would just literally hand out Bitcoins to people to try and spread awareness of it. There's this one faucet that not a lot of people ever even heard of, but literally all you had to do was go and create a Bitcoin wallet address, and it was just trying to spread awareness, and you'd be credited with 5 Bitcoins. And they gave away so many Bitcoins. Literally, at the time, I think they were only worth 8 cents a coin, maybe 9 cents a coin. You know, incredible. And for a lot of people just didn't hear about it. So that's why I'm glad I'm here with you today to talk and try and spread awareness about it, because that same situation that we're thinking about now, like, oh, I got into Bitcoin at 300. People are going to be saying that 10 years from today. Oh, you got into Bitcoin at 50K. Oh, you bought Ethereum at 4,000. Like, wow, man, you're so lucky. It's like, I was just there, you know, I just heard about it and I studied about it. So timing, like I said, is everything. 10 years from now, a lot of the assets that we're looking at, they're going to be like, wow, like Theta for $10, a steal. Chainlink for less than $80, that's a steal, you know. These things are going to be infinitely more valuable in 10 years.
So, you know, I look at the memes, right? You know, like a hot chick, you know, leaning over to the guy, and it was like, oh, I heard you bought Bitcoin in 2017. Like, you know, like, you the man, like, you know. And then also, too, I do feel the other memes, too. You know, like there's a guy, he's laying on his mattress on the floor because all his money is invested into cryptocurrency. You know? And, like his wallet has like 7.5, you know, of Bitcoin. Bank account has like $5, you know? It's like, man, it's so crazy. Like you start looking at things differently. Like I'll go out to a restaurant. I'm like, man, instead of me going to this restaurant spending $150, maybe I should go spend 40 and drop another 100 on Polkadot and Cardano and this and that. And I'm like, this is all I could throw in is $100, but I'm like, that's what I'm going to do, you know?
Dude, it becomes, you're right, man. It becomes like such an addiction, like kind of like gambling, like, oh, I just got to keep buying more and more of this. It's like, because whenever you actually start to see your gains, right, and your returns, it's like, it's a good feeling, you know? Yeah. I've always thought that money is energy, you know, and if you have positive energy, you're gonna vibrate and attract more wealth. And a lot of the ways that people stay connected is through meme culture. Like a lot of, you know, like you send your buddy a meme, you're chilling on your phone at like 10 o'clock at night, you see a funny meme, you send it to your buddy or to your brother, you know, and that is the way that we stay connected. Even people that we don't talk to, that we went to school with or whatever, you know, we'll just shoot them a meme from time to time. Most people use meme culture to do that. And I think it's great that there's a lot of cryptocurrency memes that are out there now and just kind of help us connect to one another like that.
You know, like, you know, this is still the beginning stages of crypto. And even though I feel like more and more people are aware of it, but they're still not have made the change to actually get into it. Because, you know, like, oh, send me that referral link. You know, they'll get your, you know, Coinbase or your Gemini. And then it's just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get to it. And I'm like, yo, don't miss this opportunity. Like, you can't miss this opportunity.
Dude, I'm absolutely on the same note as you, man. I tell everyone, like, okay, so today there are about as many people using Bitcoin as there were people using the internet in 1997. So the awareness is next to the none. Yeah, it's actually very low. If you look up how many Bitcoin wallet addresses there are, it's compared to how many people exist, there's like 8 billion people on the planet. And a very small portion of them are actually using Bitcoin. I think that it's great that Elon Musk helped a lot of people come to the cryptocurrency space, but a lot of them got introduced the wrong way. A lot of them bought Doge at the wrong time. And I've seen a lot of people even trying to attack Elon on Twitter. Like, I put all my money into Doge and I lost it all, you know, and it's unfortunate, but I think that we need to try and get out there and try to raise awareness for cryptocurrency and try to help people get into it the right way, because it is going to be the largest transition of wealth in our generation. And it will provide generational wealth for like our children and grandchildren to come.
I know, like when it comes to like my Instagram, I'll put something about crypto, or or it's going up or whatever, so that it does drive awareness, because people will DM you like, oh, what is this? How do I get onto it? It seems like whatever, and I'm like, man, I'll tell them first. I'm like, look, I'm not a financial advisor. I ain't gonna ruin your life, but I'm just saying it's doing good for me so far. And I'm like, yo, for me personally, it's like all I wish I had more money. That's like. I'm like, I just wish I had more. There's so many projects out there, because what I heard is like over 50,000 cryptos out there. I'm like, that's crazy. But
yeah, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there to invest in. But I mean, if you look at the combined crypto market cap of them, it's pretty low. I'm not sure what it is this second. It's about like 2 trillion. Yeah. So if you think about that, that's less than Apple, or about equivalent to just Apple. That's one company. The Apple software, they make iPhone. That's one company, bro. The entire crypto market cap is less than that of one company. So we're still very early, and to people to get in now is not too late. Like we were just talking earlier about Bitcoin being 50K. It's a very great time to get in. And people are going to be those who hear about it now, and they don't use those referral links to Coinbase. They're like, oh, man, you know what? I'll holler at you later, right? I'll fuck with you later. Later you're going to be sorry. They're going to be sorry later, man. They're going to be wishing that they had done it now. I told that to my friend one time. I was like, look, bro, just buy some Litecoin. I was like, because if you don't do it today, you're going to be looking at the price in 2 months, and you're going to say, damn, I wish I would have bought Litecoin. And you're going to keep feeling this way every 2 months when you look at that chart.
That's exactly how I feel. Like I was eyeballing, Binance Coin at 165, and now it's like at $600 right now. So I was like, yo, it's easier for me to come up with 165 than to come up with $600,
Yes, exactly, man.
And I'm like, and also too, it's like their platform is gonna, cater to NFTs as well, and this and that, and they're the biggest exchange in the world. It only makes sense that their coin is gonna grow. Like, I mean, without doing any further research, Also too, I want to touch on your expertise in day trading. So, for the people that are on another level of cryptocurrency, on crypto, that they already know about getting into crypto, stuff like that. Let me hear about your day trading.
Sure. So, okay. Well, basically, whenever we want to day trade, so we were talking about investing earlier. Now we're talking about day trading. Whenever you show up to the market to day trade, it's basically like running any other business. I'll compare it to a restaurant and show you the key similarities and differences. So it's like if you're a restaurant owner, you're going to buy the product, right? You're going to buy the product and you're going to take it. You're going to hire a crew, and they're going to prepare the product for you and serve the product to customers. And the customers will buy your product from you, right? So it's a business. You're going to take the product that you buy. Let's say you're buying pizza, right? Pepperonis cost 14 cents a pepperoni or whatever, and the dough costs $1. And you turn around, you flip it. You don't sell it for what you paid for it, and you don't sell it for less than what you paid for it, right? If you're spending $2.14 to make this pizza, you're not going to sell it for $1. That doesn't make any sense, right? You're going to wait until someone will come and pay the price that you demand for it, right? So the only difference or the similarity is in trading is that whenever you show up, we show up to the market with your money. You want to buy a coin, which is your product or the pizza. And so you want to sell it at a time later that is higher than what you paid for it in the very basic terms, right? And that's kind of like, oh, we're investing, but we're not doing it over the span of a month or 10 years. We're doing it in the span of a few minutes. We're doing it within a few hours or a few minutes sometimes. And a great difference about like day trading is that people who want to start their own business, it takes tens of thousands of dollars to start up a restaurant and to hire a crew and to get payroll in order. But to go to trade cryptocurrency, or even if someone you can take the same principles and apply them to the stock market or the Forex market. I don't do that though, so I'm just going to keep it crypto focused here. You can take those principles to crypto market, and if you buy an asset, you predict, you use what we call technical analysis. So you look at previous price action history, right? And you say, if price was recently this high, but is currently this low, I'm expecting that I can get in while it's low and then sell it later while it's higher, right? So you're trying to map that out on a chart. So you have to look at these things and identify trends and trend strength, momentum, and look at volume. Without trying to get too technical. Basically, it costs less than a business to run, and you can do it from anywhere in the world, right? If you're tied to a restaurant, then that is tied to a geographic location. You have to drive to work, or you have to hire someone to manage that for you so that you don't have to actively be there. But when you're doing something like cryptocurrency trading, it opens you up to endless, options. You can do it from your smartphone, from your tablet, from your laptop. You could do it from the hotel. You could do it in Cambodia. You could do it in Czechoslovakia, wherever you end up. You can trade cryptocurrency. It doesn't matter. You don't have to wake up and waste fuel to drive to work. You don't have to pay any labor costs for a team to operate. You don't have to pay anything. It eliminates all the upkeep from owning a business. And don't get it mistaken, because it's not owning a business, but you can multiply your money very quickly. Where we see price movement, everyone takes note when price falls 10%. A lot of people are selling, but when it falls, you should expect that it will recover. So you try to buy the dip. That's where buy the dip culture comes from. That's what trading is. You want to buy the dip because then when it recovers in price, if it falls 10%, coming back up is actually 11%. So there's a difference in slippage. Like if an asset falls 30%, to get back to where it was, it's not going to raise 30%. If you bought in at the low, it's actually going to be somewhere around like 46 or 7%. So that's where you come and get to take charge of these opportunities where the market falls. Or if you're really good at it, you can do short selling, which is a little bit more a complicated subject. So it's like basically if you have the asset and you see it going down, then you can sell it and hope to rebuy more of it later at a cheaper price. And you can do this on futures markets and derivatives with other people's money. You don't even have to do it with your own money. You can take out leverage against your funds, or you can take out a loan against your funds. So there's a lot of different ways for the average person to get into cryptocurrency. Like when I started with cryptocurrency, I was just another guy. I was just doing the same thing, investing from paycheck to paycheck, waiting for Bitcoin to moon. And then when I learned, I was like, well, why does when Bitcoin fall 25%, why don't I just buy low and sell high? And they were like, you can. And I was like, oh, well, I need to learn more about that. And that's kind of how I got into the day trading. So it's easy. It's easy for anyone to get into. It's not the most simple thing on the planet. There's a learning curve. But a lot of people want you, like the big money, right? Wall Street and big finance, they want you to think it's this difficult process that you should trust your money with brokers or a financial institution so that they can invest it for you. It's really not that difficult to invest for yourself. They want you to think that so that they can take your commissions and they can take your money. I mean, yeah, they know a lot about the game. They've been doing it for years, but this is a new game that we're playing, and we're going to take charge of it. They can't centralize it. They can't regulate it. There's nothing they can do to stop us from taking back control of our financial freedom. And I think trading cryptocurrency definitely changed my life. And if anyone gets into it enough, it can change their life too.
I saw you post something the other day about I think about taxes. We're not trying to avoid taxes, but the whole reason why Bitcoin was created was just person to person transfer. So it's like now that we use these exchanges, we gotta they know, I guess, what's reported back and forth. Maybe we should just stay away from this part. Talk about something else.
Well, I mean, we could touch on it briefly. So basically any exchange that operates within the U.S., like Gemini or Coinbase, anything that you do on there is a taxable event. And that they just want their capital gains tax. Like for stock market, it's the same. If you go and make money in the stock market, you're going to have to report that, and they're going to want a part of it. And that's just the way that the government works. That's Uncle Sam. They want us to pay the taxes. Well, the problem with cryptocurrency is that they're going to tax what happens on your exchange, right? So if it's a taxable, or if you buy your Bitcoin and you sell it, right? You sell it later for a higher price, that's a realized gain, right? You have capitalized on that gain, and now you have to pay a tax on it. Yeah. So the best way to avoid paying taxes is to not sell. A lot of people sold off that news, and you saw a dip whenever that news came out. Biden was imposing that news tax, capital tax gain on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, but it only gives more incentive to hold, because there will either be a time where that the IRS fails and the US dollar fails and Bitcoin becomes the world reserve, like it adopts the Bitcoin standard, or you get crypto rich enough to leave the country and cash out in another country. So I was just talking to my friend about this the other day. There's different countries that don't impose capital tax gains on Bitcoin. Germany is one of them, and Switzerland is another. So let's just say, for example, and I know a lot of people don't have $1 million right now, so I'll use two examples. If you have $1,000 and you're paying the 35% tax gain, you're going to have to pay $350 on your gain, on your $1,000 gain, right? If you have $1 million, so this is more effective for the guy who made a lot of money. Let me say $100,000. You have $100,000 that you made from cryptocurrency gains. You can get a round trip ticket to Switzerland for $20,000, right? And go cash out for, tax free. Or you can cash out in the States and pay a 35% capital gains tax and spend $35,000. So in some instances, it's cheaper to leave the States and go cash out somewhere else, because then you can get that currency, which is the euro, or if you do it, anywhere else, there's a foreign exchange that you can swap your currencies out and then get your US dollars if that's what you want.
Yeah. I know I had this conversation with a couple people overseas that, I was like, oh, what exchange do you recommend? They're like, oh, the exchanges that we use they're better than the US exchange. And it's like, so you're like looking into like dual citizenship and all this other stuff. I'm like, right now, I'll pay that. But if I pay $1 and I got to give you like $300,000, I'm like, you know what? Let me look into this dual citizenship.
Yeah, man. And it will come to that point. Like if we're investing right now, we will become millionaires from this. Like there's no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt in my mind that if you give it everything you've got right now, that you're going to be very profitable from it later. So it's a problem that a lot of people need to consider and have a plan for. Where are you going to cash out? Are you going to do it if you're living in the States, right? Because that's only because we live in the States. So for other viewers, they're not even going to have this problem.
So if you have your money on an exchange right now and you transfer it over to your wallet, you still have to pay taxes on it, right? Because it's reported that money came off of the exchange, right?
No, see, there's some loopholes in the current cryptocurrency laws and tax laws that say, like, okay, so you said like you're familiar with the ledger concept, right? Or the cold wallet. Yeah. So whatever money you spend, like even if you spend, okay, let me put it this way. Even if you spend your fiat at the grocery store, there's a tax on it, right? Yeah. So if you're spending your Bitcoin somewhere that accepts Bitcoin in the States, which not a lot of people do, or your Litecoin or whatever, then that's a taxable event. If you're spending or you're converting the currency or giving it to another business as a medium of exchange, that's a taxable event. But if you're transferring the coins to yourself, if you take cash and take it from your left pocket, put it in your right pocket, you don't pay taxes on that. You're transferring the money from wallet to wallet in two wallets that you own. So no, you don't have to pay taxes on that. The taxes that you have to pay are when you sell them at the market. Whenever you take it back to the exchange and you decide, hey, I'm selling this at the market for the market price. That is the tax. that is when you're going to get taxed, when you convert it to fiat.
Okay. To be honest, I have all my money on the exchange. I have not put it on a ledger yet. I always hear about these hacks that, like, oh, watch out, if they ever hack, the exchange, like, you're fucked, because I heard about the one in Turkey.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a little dangerous to keep all of your money on exchange, but I mean, me personally, I've been trading cryptocurrency for years. I've been trading cryptocurrency since 2017, and I've never had a problem. And I've been using Binance too. I use Binance with the VPN. I'm not scared to say that. No one can stop me from doing it. Yeah. I've been using Binance for years, even unverified, and I've never had an issue. I've never been a victim of any hacks. But that's not to say that it doesn't happen, because it does. But for people to play it the way they do, it's really not that big an issue. Yeah. I mean, exchanges do their best to keep their security up. It's not like they have hundreds of Bitcoin on exchange that they want to lose themselves, right? Because ultimately, it's being taken from their purse. So exchanges work really hard to keep their shit protected and safe. So it's not that big a deal, but definitely, in the long term, when this stuff starts to raise in value, you're going to want to have some in your safe. You wouldn't walk around with your entire life savings in your pocket. That's what you're doing when you have your money on exchange, right? It's not every day that someone's going to rob you, but someone might rob you. And if you have all your money in your pocket, fuck, should have had some in your safe, right? Or
I actually ordered a ledger like 2 days ago, so hopefully it'll be here in a week.
Awesome, man.
What else do you want to touch on? I think you said you wanted to touch on trading bots or some crypto bots.
Yeah. So if I could just touch on that briefly, a lot of people want to get into trading cryptocurrency, but they don't have, the means, the time to sit down and learn about it, right? If you have a full-time job, if you're struggling to raise a child, some people have children, some people are going to school and, working 2 jobs. So there's a lot of different scenarios we might find ourselves in, but we just don't have time to learn a new trade or skill, right? Especially something as risky as cryptocurrency, right? So there's this amazing software. I don't work for them. It's called 3 Commas. It's an amazing trading software. So you can use it to automate your crypto trading strategies. And they have a service which uses crypto trading bots to automate some of those trading strategies that, professionals use to gain profits in the market. And I actually have complete tutorials for that set up on my YouTube. If anyone wants to go check that out, after the show or whatever, I pretty much teach about it on YouTube. It requires an understanding to some degree, and you have to know how to get through the motions and how to set up the bots. But once you have them configured, they can literally just scalp the market for you. I'm just going to pull up on my phone here. Or is there a way I can screen share, actually?
To be honest, I've never gone that far with Zoom. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure you could do that, but
well, don't worry about it. I mean, basically, these bots, they can attack the market for you and scalp the market, like within minutes. They're looking at the pairs and they're analyzing them for you, and you give them take profit goals to achieve. And then you can actually just turn them on and forget about them. They will absolutely make all the money for you. I'm pretty sure your community trusts
my life.
Huh?
I definitely need one of these in my life.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure your community trusts you, right? I'm just a guest on your show, but the people who watch your show will trust you. So I'm going to make this offer to you and see if you want some one-on-one coaching. I'll more than gladly help you get through and set these bots up, so that way you can show your user base, hey, this is real and these work, right? And I'm not even going to ask you for anything out of it. I just want the opportunity to transfer this knowledge and let everyone else gain on to the same things that I'm doing and the same things that you're going to be doing, man. I want everyone to have this financial freedom. So if you're willing to do that, I'd love to help you get started.
No, definitely.
That's awesome.
We're definitely going to plug in with you.
That's a fact.
I know you've been following me on Instagram, and we first met in Clubhouse a few months ago. So I know you see me post some good stuff on Instagram, and I have a lot of my bot feed there. for people who want to go check and see. Like the bots literally just turn wheels and make money every day. I really don't even have to watch over them at this point. Once you set them up, it's pretty smooth sailing. And it's just it's not the end all be all, because you scrape these little profits together. You know, it's not like you're going to make $1,000 a day, but it's definitely, it adds up. If you're making $10, $15, $20 a day, you know, how many days are there in a year? 365, right? So if you're scaling this and learning more about it each day, it's going to eventually give you that time so you can learn more about trading and investing. That way you can provide generational wealth, you know, for those kids that we were talking about that you might be working so hard for, you know. Yeah. And we all want what's best for, you know, our friends and family. So I'm really just trying to spread this to as many people as possible, bro.
Yo, man, we definitely need people like you out here that definitely want to spread, you know, positivity and financial freedom. Because, you know, when you go to your Instagram, it's like wanting to spread, you know, financial freedom through cryptocurrency. And that's the same way that I feel. Is like, man, I'm the type of person is like, yo, if I could put you onto the game, it's like, why not? Like, you know, like, what am I losing? And it's like, you know, I don't want to be the only rich person in the room. Like, you know, like that's not the way that I operate. It's like you want you and your friends and your family, and it's just like, okay, yes. I'll be at your house tomorrow, party at my house next week. I'll be at your mansion, you be at my mansion. You take out your Lambo, I'll take out my Lambo. Like, you know,
exactly, man. It's like, you know, I come from a place where money wasn't dispensable, so it's like it's great to have this now, and I can see my friends have saw it, and they've come along the journey with me. And it's just great to, like you said, you don't have to be there by yourself. You know, you don't want to get to the top and be lonely. And another thing too is like, you see, like, again, kind of where I come from, a lot of my friends and family struggle. Yeah. And with cryptocurrency, you don't have to struggle, or you don't have to look for some kind of flip or some hustle that's going to hurt you in the long run. You know what I mean? You don't have to look, and there's other ways to make money. This is the craziest way to make money, dude. It's 2021. The internet is real. Cryptocurrency is real. It's the future. And it's the best way to make money, bro, legally. You don't have to do anything stupid to make money these days, bro. It's right here at our fingertips. Anyone can do it from their fingertips.
Yeah. All right, man. I guess we're going to wrap up the show. So I hope everybody realized how important crypto is at this time. And hopefully you guys make the opportunity, the change to actually get involved with crypto, and we can build this generational wealth. Go follow my man over here at Deadly Crypto. On YouTube, everything will be in the description below. And I'm out.
Peace, guys.
Lance Draper, I took more notes than talking today, but hey, that's what you got to do when you're trying to get that generational wealth. So I'm out of here.
Yeah, and our special guest, shout yourself out where people can find you at, your Instagram, Deadly Crypto.
Yeah, guys, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at Deadly Crypto. All my handles are the same, just Deadly Crypto. If it's Deadly Crypto 1, Deadly Crypto 3, that dude's trying to scam you. That's not me. I'm Deadly Crypto everywhere. So hit me up if you need anything. And thanks for having me. I really appreciate being on the show and giving people the opportunity to learn about cryptocurrency.
Peace.